Hello and welcome to a very special gear show. Today we're here at the Edelrid headquarters because, we're gonna have an inside scoop about this gear product right here. So I'm here with Phil. First things first, what do you do here at Edelrid?
I'm Phil and I'm the head of product here at Edelrid.
Okay, so you are the right person to talk to. What have we got here?
This is called the Ohmega.
Which reminds me of Ohm.
Yeah, I can see that.
Okay.
And we chose the name to have a little bit of a connection there. But what is really, really important here is that this is not an upgrade of the Ohm. This is a new device. It does so much more. It really can be seen as a whole new gear category. So with the Ohm, we concentrated on weight difference. But if you look at belaying as a whole, then there are so much more things that we as climbers and we as belayers, we would wish, right, from this whole belay system. I mean, there's weight difference. This was an issue that was not addressed before in a, reasonable way, especially for outdoor climbers. But then there are facts like soft catches. As a climber, I want zero friction, if it's possible, off the rope. In short routes, as in long routes. I want to be able to clip as quick as possible. I want to project my routes, and at the same time I want my belayer to be comfortable because he has to belay me there for a while. A lot of these usually means trade-offs, often in terms of safety, like zero friction or being able to clip fast could mean like I would not be able to catch a fall, I have slack in the system, all like safety hazards potentially. And then I want all of this to be working from the first bolt on, first of all. I want all of this to be working in multi-pitches, as in ice climbing, whatever climbing discipline I'm doing. I want this to be working with all of my climbing buddies, independently of their weight or of their skill level. And I want to have this as compact and shouldn't be more than a quick draw, right?
Are you telling me this list because you think you solved all of these problems and it's right here?
It's right there. Yeah.
Okay.
With the Ohm, we concentrated very much on the weight difference, and the Ohmega does the basic functions of what the Ohm is doing as well. Just it upgrades it already to an adjustability of the weight differences.
Let's talk about the adjustability of weight. The Ohm was stuck at 25 kilos.
Yeah.
And so a lighter climber would be suddenly 25 kilos more.
Exactly.
Is it the same here?
In this case, we have the possibility of making the belayer 10, 20 or 30 kilograms heavier.
How do you do that?
Yeah, we all do this with the adjustment of the sling here. So as you can see now, here there's 1+. When it hangs in the wall somewhere, you will always be able to see this is now on the lowest friction level, 1+. You can also see it here on the sides where the sling comes out. Now, if I want to switch to the highest friction level, I just push the sling through it and make it come out on the other side. Now, when the device is hanging on the wall, I see 3+ here, so I'm on the highest level. For the intermediate friction level, so 20 kilos more, you would adjust the sling right in the middle and clip your carabiner through both loops. That would be the 20 kilogram adjustment.
When I'm climbing then, would you also use it?
Yeah, depending on the route a little bit. As we move to climbing parties where the heavier belayer would use this for a lighter climber, there is a little bit more of practice needed for belaying. If I climb, for example, with someone that is at equal weight than I am, I would also use this maybe then in the 10 kilograms, okay. Because it's always nicer to be a little heavier than your climber. You have just much room to play with and
to belay more comfortably.
Yeah, exactly.
You're saying that it's all quite simple to shift weight, to go from 10 kilos to 30 kilos. I guess there's a lot of physics and engineering behind this, but so far we only talked about the weight difference, and you mentioned it also solves a ton of other problems like rope drag.
Exactly. This gets a little bit clearer if we take a look inside. So when you open the device, for example, to load the rope, you can see that this works quite differently to an Ohm, if you're familiar with the Ohm. We have a movable cam here that is spring-loaded, and then we have a pulley here in front. Check it out.
It does turn.
It does turn. The pulley here in front means that I get the sensation as a climber to climb with a pulley in the first quick draw, which is a very usual practice. As soon as you go to south of Spain, south of France, you have those long limestone routes. People do this sometimes. And here you have this now all of the time if you put the Ohmega in. But with the friction that it will add in case of a fall, you will get the 10, 20, 30 kilograms of compensation. Where if you put a pulley in the first bolt and not use anything, if you take a fall close to that first bolt and the pulley there, it will yank up the belayer much more. The pulley then facilitates much more things, like it's much easier with this device to realize soft catches, for example, because the cam it's not like a stoppable cam, right? Also facilitates or makes it easier to pull rope fast without the device locking.
That's an improvement from the Ohm, because so suddenly
Exactly, yeah.
also, like, let's say somebody who's on the edge of clipping won't be blocked by the device and it will be a smooth action.
Yeah, yeah.
All right.
And then we have the cam. This is basically what adds the friction in case of a fall, in case this gets loaded. And as you can see, it's like spring-loaded, so it always wants to open. And this makes it then, for example, perfect if you project a route and you can right away unload the rope, the Ohmega will disengage and you can climb, and as soon as you load it again, it will engage again and you will get the added friction.
But this is also pleasant for the belayer, for the person
Exactly,
who's belaying, because you don't always have that jolt.
Exactly. So if I would use the Ohm before, I always find myself on the climber side of the Ohm.
Yeah.
Now with this, I love to belay with this. And now I'm also belaying people with it because it makes my life much more comfortable as a belayer. And then I can focus much more on being a good belayer, you know?
And we mentioned long routes, short routes, clipping quickly. But for who is this device? Only for like pro climbers, or also beginners will find some benefit in it?
Yeah, this is the cool thing about this device. Now, I would say this is like for anybody. Also regarding the skill level, it adds the friction that it promises, and this is beneficial for beginner climbers as well. Important thing here, it adds the friction also if we would take a fall into the device. So from the first bolt on, you have all the functionalities of this device. Tommy Caldwell loved it, Sibe Fournet, Seb Berthet, and I'm not saying this to, use athletes to sell this stuff. I'm using it as a proof because they are climbing at levels where maybe I would understand it if before they wouldn't have used the Ohm. But now they're using this because it makes their life easier as a climber.
But then would you say it's actually necessary as a device? Because it looks cool, it promises a lot of features so far, but then is it really necessary? I mean, because it's not a belay device.
It's not a belay device. That's a very good point. If it's necessary or not, the climbing party has to decide. But it makes many situations much safer than before without any unwanted trade-offs. There's no really an excuse to not use it.
So it's a assisted braking device? No, it's an assistant braking. No, it's an assistant belay device.
No, it's not a belay device.
Okay, what do you want to call it?
So there is no word for it. So it's up to us at the moment, and maybe there will be word once there's a standard.
Yes.
But what we call this at the moment is a belay assistant.
Belay assistant. Right, can you give me a couple of fun facts, numbers about this? How much does it weigh?
This weighs 170 grams.
When is it going to be out?
It's going to be out next year, 2025, in August.
So the Ohmega actually promises a lot of things. It's better for climbers with a big or small weight difference. It's going to be a really versatile device. I mean, it does so many things. You packed up a lot of problems and you found a solution to them in this device.
It's for everybody. And that's the cool thing, it's for any skill level.
It covers all the bases whenever you're gonna use a single rope.
Yeah, makes your life as a climber and belayer much easier, but it also adds safety. And I think that's something we shouldn't neglect.
Never, yeah. So if you want to find out more about the Ohmega, you can actually see it, touch it, feel it, try it this weekend at Vertical Pro. Where is it?
In Friedrichshafen, that's the south of Germany.
All of that information will be down below, I'm quite excited to try it out.
Yeah.
And we'll see you in the next video, but thank you so much for watching.